Okay, so whenever we get to a property, we're gonna wash that residence or commercial building or whatever it is. We always want to do an overall assessment for everything on the building, and we'll do complete walk-arounds on it. And there's certain things that we want to cover. So we have a personal property protection guarantee that says that, hey, you know, we're here, we're going to do service for you, and we're going to protect your property. So we do things like sometimes cover lights, cover outlets, absolutely cover door keyhole areas with tape to ensure that the SH doesn't ruin get in those keyholes and cause an issue for the customer at a later point. Things like, if you can see on the corner over there that there's a hanging camera, in certain ways that would take care of that. So we kind of do an overall property assessment of our property protection guarantee and how we're going to take care of things. If you look over to this direction, there's a bunch of plants and bushes and things that are along the house here. So one of the first things that we would also do before we would start washing this house, and to ensure the safety of their plants, is we would take a hose with a nozzle and we would water down all these plants prior to cleaning, and then also again when we're completed, so that none of that bleach or SH can affect any of their plants. So again, we would cover these keyholes up here that you can see with tape to ensure that no SH goes in there. We would cover up things like outlets with tape. We also have shower covers that we could put over this whole thing, and then we could tape up to ensure no water or SH goes into them that causes a fire or another issue. We could tape the top of these light bases and things, and then we have grocery bags, and then kitchen garbage bags that we could cover larger lamps and things with if we don't want to get SH all over these. If we fearing it could hurt the finish and or like stain the glass if it wasn't rinsed well. If you step over here, here's an example of an outlet that we would absolutely want to cover, and also ensure that the customer actually turn off at their electrical box, because if you notice, this is very loose. So when we would wash this, all the water would run right back down behind this, and it is also not a GFI protected outlet, so this could potentially cause a fire. So that's why we would ask that the customer first turn it off, but we'll still also cover it with say a shower cap, and then we would also tape it from the bottom and work it all the way up to the top, so then the water can run off of it as we're washing it. So most people do have cameras on their house these days. These are all supposed to be waterproof. I have covered them at times, but not every single time. One particular thing that's a consideration about this camera is that it is plugged into a solar panel. So we would want to unplug it and then just put in the bottom of the camera if we don't cover it, and then also cover this end so we don't get SH in this electronic component portion of it, and probably consider covering the solar panel portion of it as well. So you can see that these windows here have screens that are still on them. One of the first things that we would want to do when we come to a customer's house, besides our property protection things, is that we would want to take those screens off of those windows. We can either ask the customer to do that beforehand, or we would have to do it when we get here. It's not an absolute thing. They don't absolutely have to be removed, but we tell the customer that number one, we always recommend an outside window cleaning, because using SH on a house is going to could stain the windows, especially if it dries on there. It'd be very difficult to get off afterwards, so we always recommend an outside window cleaning for that. But having a screen on the window makes it very difficult to actually rinse the glass during the washing process. So we always ask the customer to remove them off, and if they haven't done it and we're going to give them an outside window cleaning, then obviously we're going to remove all the screens that we can before we would do that, start the washing process.